Hey everyone, and welcome to Cozying Up with the Clear Cut, where we get up close and personal with women that inspire us. Today, I'm so excited to sit down with Sarah Lee. She is the co-CEO of Glow Recipe, one of my favorite skincare brands. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for the warm welcome.
Of course. I'm so impressed with the products, the brand, everything that you built, and I can't wait to learn about your journey. Can you kind of just like walk me through the early days of, how your background inspired you to start Glow Recipe and how that started?
How everything came about?
How everything came about.
Yeah. So growing up, I was always a beauty fanatic. I actually grew up in Seoul, Korea.
Oh my God. Amazing.
And I don't know if you know anything about Seoul,
I've been there.
Korea. You've been there.
Yes.
If you know anything about Seoul or Korea, skincare is such a central part of everything, actually. Like any conversation that you would have with people, you talk about your skincare tips and tricks. You can actually hear it from like a next table in a cafe. I learned skincare from my mom, who learned skincare from her mom. It was this generation after generation, tips and tricks that were just transcending and passed down. And I remember going to public bathhouses with my mom and my grandmother every weekend and splashing, spoiled milk all over our body. I didn't know what that was for at that time. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But spoiled milk is actually really good because it has lactic acid and helps to fortify your skin and brighten it as well. I used to also do these cucumber slices DIY masking with my mom, and that was like my bonding moment with her. But she used to teach me that cucumbers also help to brighten the skin tone and even it out. And so I learned those little skincare hacks growing up, but I just always thought of skincare as my bonding memories with my family members, and I truly enjoyed it. And so naturally I wanted to work in beauty. Specifically, skincare was what I was looking for, and I actually had applied for my internship in L'Oreal in Korea. And that's how I started my beauty career. And since then, I was in marketing roles, product development roles, brand building, e-com, PR, all of those departments I touched. And then I was actually transferred to the New York office 3 years after I started my career in the same company, L'Oreal, and I continued with global marketing in the New York office for various brands, including Lancome, L'Oreal Paris, Matrix, a lot of the brands that we've heard of, all under the same umbrella. And I ended up staying at L'Oreal a total of 11 years.
Wow.
That was a long time. But it felt like I was moving from one company to another because each brand is so unique and different. And I learned so much along the way. I would say it's a true marketing school. And I think at the back of my head, I always wanted to start something on my own. And I think as I was climbing up the corporate ladder, I did feel that, although I love my job so much, if I didn't have this idea or opportunity, I think I would have stayed there for a long time. Yeah. But I did feel that, I was craving that, autonomy and empowerment to conceptualize, ideate something, and then execute right away. And that was why I was like hungry to start something on my own. And then I knew my co-founder, Christine, from the early days of my career. Actually, we met back in Korea. She also started her career in L'Oreal Korea, which is so interesting. So we have a very similar background. And she ended up moving to New York around the same time I did for a different trajectory. And then she ended up coming back to L'Oreal in the New York office. Again, unplanned, completely coincidence. I just really believe that things happen for a reason. We ended up, catching up, which we always did. But there was just one very special night when she came over to my apartment and we were catching up over, skincare and some of our favorite products that we recently had purchased. We were sheet masking together over a glass of wine, and that's when all the great ideas come about. And we saw this opportunity to co-create something on our own. At that time, it was to create a website that would be an e-retailer for curated products that we were inspired by and we personally loved from Korea. That's how it started.
And that's kind of when like K-beauty started getting introduced to like the American market.
Exactly. And we weren't happy with what we were seeing, to be honest, because a lot of the brands were being introduced on websites that didn't really storytell or introduce the brands with the proper ingredients. There just wasn't enough branding of these products. A lot of the introductions were all about how accessible the pricing was or how exotic some of the ingredients were.
Like snail.
Yeah, snail mucin. Yeah. I mean, it just gives me hives thinking about that actually, because it wasn't all about that. And I think it was captured in a very unique, again, exotic way. And from somebody that had done marketing and brand building for 10 plus years in the career, I just felt like it was not set up for success or longevity of a category, right? Like if something comes across as too trendy, too out there, unique and strange that you're just curious about, people are not going to reuse or get intrigued to have that as your daily routine.
Right.
So we just felt this urge to properly storytell and introduce brands and products that with the stories that they deserved.
So what was that moment where you decided, hey, we're going to create our own skincare line and kind of do this full time?
Yeah. I actually love telling this story because it's all about pivoting. And it was a very big decision that we had to make. I think deep inside, we always were passionate about creating our own products. It is personally my background. I've done product development majority of my career back in L'Oreal days. And it's something that I just loved doing. I think we were just waiting for the right time and the right moment to do so. So as we were building our e-retailer in the first couple of years, we were able to gain, number one, credibility and awareness. We also kind of gained that trust from our audience and our customers that they could really believe what we had to say in terms of skincare advice and tips and tricks, because we were coming across very objective, because we didn't have one brand at that time. It was multiple brands. We were really telling a story about each and every brand in different ways. And then at the same time, we saw that in the market, in the skincare category specifically, there were a lot of brands that really stood for clinically effective results, science-backed technologies, but highly priced, not approachable, and sometimes very simple packaging. And then on the other side, we saw much lower cost products that were whimsical, fun, but not effective. And our philosophy always was, let's enjoy the process. The process is as important as the result, was always the approach. And it's something that I've learned from my mom from a very young age too. If you're putting on your skincare product, you should have fun with it. Why not? It should put a smile on your face. And so that mentality and the philosophy was something that we wanted to somehow find a way to create our products with. And that was the white space that we saw. Why couldn't we have two worlds coexist and create something that's really efficacious, very serious in terms of results, but also beautiful to look at, fun and sensorial in terms of textures, and make your routine experience that much more elevated.
Yeah, because if you're not enjoying the routine, then you're probably not going to do it. And your packaging is all so beautiful, so fun, and so great to look at and touch and feel. I was like, my medicine cabinet looks so beautiful.
Yeah, actually, if you look back, at that time there was really no other skincare brand that was very colorful. And a lot of our products are made with glass packaging. And we wanted that sort of beautiful, reflective component that you could also see through the product. And we wanted to say what you see is what you get. And we were very passionate about sustainability. And so even though as a very young brand, it was going to cost us a lot more to have glass packaging, we decided to still stick to that vision, and we never looked back.
Amazing. So from that first product to, where you are now as like a huge global brand, like in every Sephora, like all over the place, are there any pivotal moments in the journey that were like kind of like made it, You like felt like, wow, this was like a big accomplishment?
Yeah, there's a few moments that, looking back, we could have celebrated a little bit more. And that's
when you're in it, it's hard to celebrate because you're like on to the next thing.
Yeah, you know this. Yeah. It's hard to do that. And this is my advice to everybody, like small wins, just take a moment to celebrate, because I wish I really did that a little bit more. I would say the very first milestone that really boosted our business in a big way in terms of awareness, but also conversion and traffic, was Shark Tank, because we were featured on Shark Tank, and that was just, I think we were sold out of every single product on our website.
How early on was that?
That was, so we were on air at the end of 2015.
Okay.
And then when we launched our brand, our own creation brand, we decided to launch the brand with Sephora, because we wanted a partner that can really elevate the brand story, leveraging their platform and their audience. And so I remember having lunch with one of the merchants when we had not a proper packaging. It was a little lab sample that I had in my little Ziploc bag that we just brought from our labs. And then a little concept slide with a few blurbs on my iPad. And it was a casual lunch with a merchant, and we pitched the idea. And I remember, the merchant playing with a texture from the jar, the lab jar, and then reading this one-liner on the iPad. And she literally said, "We have to launch this."
Wow.
I still get chills thinking about it, because it was just such a pivotal moment to answer your question. And that changed everything for us. That lunch changed so many things of our trajectory. But I think she was really intrigued by the unique texture that our product had, the scent. It had this really divine watermelon scent, and that actually you can smell from a lot of our current watermelon SKUs as well. The story about how this was our dream product to ultimately wake up to better skin within the next morning. And the concept of sleeping mask was not really a thing back then. I think now we're pretty much used to that category, but it was very new. And so I think there was just a lot of elements that were new and fresh. Thankfully, I'm very grateful to have that opportunity. And that's how we launched in Sephora.
Oh my God, that's so amazing. And I get chills like hearing about it.
Hey everyone, Olivia here. Hope you're enjoying our episode. Our Clear Cut collection features fine jewelry pieces inspired and designed with you in mind. Our collection is ever-changing, and each piece is handmade and made to order here in New York City. Don't forget to check it out and use the code COZY, COZY, for free shipping on any purchase.
And I think like some of my favorite beauty brands now, and you're seeing more and more AAPI founders in the space. Do you have like any particular take on being, an Asian female founder in like the global beauty space?
Yeah, definitely. I have to say right now, I feel very proud to be an Asian female founder of a beauty company. I don't know if I have felt the same exact way when I first started, because I didn't know what to expect, and the world was a little bit different 10 years ago. And this is almost 10 years ago when we first started the brand. But I think the role that we have as founders is that you're being a role model for people that look to you because they can relate one or two things with you, right? Whether it's the fact that I'm Asian, whether it's the fact that I'm a female, whether it's the fact that I have a co-founder. There are multiple aspects of what I'm doing right now that can really inspire and influence the other people that are watching us. And so to me, this actually motivates us a little bit more to work a little bit harder, to put the best face forward, even in the most challenging days, because I know what I say or what I do can, even if it's just for a quick snippet of a moment, that it could inspire somebody else. And that carries the weight in a very positive way for me, because it excites me, it motivates me, and I actually personally love mentoring other people. And we've actually kicked off a mentoring program at Glow Recipe to help other small businesses within the beauty space, and that was just one of the most fulfilling things that we were able to do. So, I think being a woman, and we just recently celebrated
Women's Day.
Yeah, International Women's Day recently, and I did a couple of interviews, and I shared that I think that being a woman also means that you're kind of responsible for shattering the glass ceiling in this day and age. I think we have that responsibility because we can, but I think we have to do it together. And I think if we show that we're taking steps to be making this progress, other women will be even more excited to do so and join that journey.
We'll pivot a little bit to play our diamond game, if that's okay with you.
Wow, I'm excited for this.
So we're going to play a little diamond game. So we have 4 diamond engagement rings of different styles.
Okay.
And you have to rate them 1 through 10, 1 being your least favorite, 10 being your absolute most favorite. Totally your personal opinion on what you like.
Okay.
So
for each of them.
For each of them.
Okay.
So 1 out of 10. So the first one is a 5-carat emerald cut engagement ring. It's set with tapered baguette side stones on a platinum band.
Ooh, it's beautiful.
So a little traditional, elegant.
Okay, I would say 8 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's very simple. It's almost too simple for me.
The next one is a 7-carat square cushion cut set on a diamond pave band with hidden halo and compass prongs.
Okay. Oh, this is beautiful.
Hold on. I think there might be clients. That's why they're coming through. Okay. We're good now.
We're good?
Yeah.
8 for me as well.
An 8 too?
Yeah.
That's so different.
It's very different, and I love the design and all the details. But I prefer a round shape.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if this was a round, it would be a 10.
Yes.
Okay. The next one is an oval. It's a 5-carat oval set on a plain gold band.
Okay, to me, this is a 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's
But
it's
so
rounder.
simple.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
I love your reaction. But I also like the gold band and how slim it is. It makes it look very delicate, and the stone is huge in contrast. So I just love that it pops so much.
Amazing. So this is a 10. Last but not least, this is a 5.5-carat old European cut set in a antique style setting.
Oh, wow. Very cool. 7 for me.
Wow, that's pretty high.
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
I love your reaction again. It's pretty high. It's gorgeous and it's unique, but it looks a little traditional for my taste, which is why it's a 7.
Thank you so much for playing.
What a fun game.
If you had, do you have like a piece of jewelry that's like extra sentimental to you?
Yeah, I do. Actually, it's a gold 18K necklace. It's pretty bold, I have to say. It's a very thick necklace, and my mom gave it to me for my high school graduation.
Oh, wow.
So it was a very big gift for me. I've never expected something like that. And it's something that she used to wear for a long time too. So at this point, it's like vintage, you know? But she told me as she was giving it to me that she wanted me to be bold in how I express myself, and at the same time have something that is so timeless and can go with anything and everything, whether it's casual or more formal. And so to this day, I wear it all the time. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. I love passing down jewelry.
Yeah, same.
Do you have any sorry, I kind of want to stay on the jewelry topic. I noticed that you have an engagement ring and wedding band on. So can you tell us about like your proposal story?
Yeah. I did not expect this question.
You don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
No, it's okay. So my husband proposed to me in Kauai, which is where we ended up getting married.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah, it was on a cliff top, and we were just traveling and exploring the island, and he kneeled down literally as I was hearing all these waves like crushing in the background on top of a cliff. It was very picturesque, I have to say. And yeah, and he
Were
gave
you
me this
expecting
ring.
it?
I have to say I sort of was, and not at that moment, but in that time frame, only because you know, we were talking about where we should get married, and Hawaii was what came up. So, you know, I wasn't sure if that was going to happen at that trip, but I knew at some point he would propose.
Oh my God, I love that. I love proposal stories. Switching back to beauty a little bit, do you have what are your top 3 skincare tips that everyone needs to know?
Number 1, double cleanse.
Double cleanse? I'm not doing
that.
that.
Routine. You're not?
No. What should I do?
Okay, start tonight. Did we send you the papaya cleansing balm?
No.
Okay,
but I'll buy it.
Okay. So okay, double cleansing is one of the most important tips that you should really incorporate, everyone listening right now. I've learned this many years ago, and it changed my skin. It transforms your skin. I guarantee that. If you're not doing it today, you'll see the difference.
Okay.
The reason for that is because we all wear makeup, and if we're not if we're not wearing makeup, we're wearing SPF, which has a lot of oil, and throughout the day, you have dirt and grime and debris all over your face. And it's important to get all of that makeup and the oil off of your face. And the best way to do that is using an oil-based cleanser as a first step, because only an oil removes another oil. So that's why a cleansing balm or cleansing oil is a really important first step, to just massage your skin away with all of the makeup being removed. It's actually pretty satisfying to see it all dissolve. And then for the second step, using a water-based cleanser, that's typically a foam cleanser, to really go into your pores and thoroughly cleanse everything, all the dirt off of your skin. So if you have the double cleansing kind of done, you don't need to use a toner, for example, as your cleansing step with a lot of people use cotton pads or cotton balls to kind of,
That's
wipe
what
away. Okay, so I think let's talk about this.
Okay.
So for toners, our approach is that it should be your first leave-on treatment as opposed to a wipe-off. Because it is packed, if you choose the right toner, it is packed with great skin beneficial ingredients. So why should you wipe that away?
Right.
And everything that you're doing to cleanse your skin should be done and complete by your cleansing step. One tip associated with that is the best way to clean everything out is if you use the 1-to-1 ratio in terms of time, meaning if you use a full minute to massage your skin with a cleansing balm or cleansing oil, you'll really get everything off of your face. It's kind of like washing your dishes and using a detergent. You don't just wash it away. Like, you kind of leave it soaked with the detergent so that it can work hard, right? That's what it is. Like, it's really like activating the ingredients into your skin and making it work. And then also, as you're going on to your second cleansing step with the foam cleanser, to use a water-based cleanser, but really rinse everything off, splash the water and all of that for a full minute. 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay.
And you'll have like fresh skin.
And then just put the toner on.
Put the toner on and press it on with your fingertips or with your palm, like gently press. Don't rub it. Don't tug it. That's actually tip number 2. Don't ever tug or rub your skin, because that can cause micro tears.
What if I'm gua shaing?
So if you're gua shaing, it's important to use product that is very oily or very rich with a cream or anything that's glidey that's not going to affect your skin's texture at all. That's extremely important. Don't gua sha on dry skin or with product that's a little too light. I would say, use a face oil. Okay. That's the best tip. But yeah, if you rub, a lot of people rub their eyes too, and then wonder why you have fine lines around your eyes. I mean, it's just a very clear, segue into, if you want to keep your eye area smooth and moisturized and as delicate as it is, because it is the driest part of your eye, or your eye area is the driest part of your face, and it doesn't have oil glands under. It's the only area of your face that has no oil gland. It's not able to produce oil for it to replenish. So it's important to treat it with the utmost delicate approach, which is why for eye application, we always advise using your ring finger as opposed to any other fingers to lessen the pressure from your fingers. But yeah, don't rub. Treat your skin as if it's your baby, super delicate, as gentle as possible. You can use potent active ingredients, that's okay. But the approach of applying the product should be very gentle.
Okay, so I learned a lot. I'm going to change my ways starting today. Any exciting launches or things that we should look out for the brand?
Well, we just launched our strawberry blur drops, which you enjoyed.
I used today. I enjoyed it.
Love that.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. Yeah. It looks like satin pillow, which was the inspiration because we wanted to create this satin pillowy look for the skin and blur your pores at the same time. It's super effective. So we're so excited that we just launched it and we just heard that it's a top SKU in Sephora.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah, so that's really exciting.
And I posted it yesterday that I was going to use it, and I got a bunch of DMs from people being like, the strawberry drops are amazing. And I was like,
God.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, I'm excited to use them.
Okay, that makes me so happy.
And this morning I was like, which one's the strawberry one? I was like, okay, good.
Yeah, so that's the most recent launch, so I can't wait for everyone to try it. We have some other products that are in the works right now to introduce for the rest of the year. There's a new fruit that we're launching second half of the year, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a complete new approach to skin.
Oh my God, exciting. So where can people shop, follow, all of that good stuff?
So you can shop Glow Recipe at Sephora at any store near you or Sephora.com. We're also in Kohl's at Sephora as well. So we're in all doors there, and glowrecipe.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. This was amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I had a blast.